Beckie's story, totally with her permission, totally with her words that she has given me. I've got said words here in front of me. And I want to tell you Beckie's story because I'm sure that lots of us can resonate with Beckie's story and how we can move forward from there. So Beckie wrote to me a little while ago, and she said, I wasn't enough. My life wasn't exciting or glamorous enough. I didn't have enough followers. I wasn't thin enough. I wasn't pretty enough. My accent was too northern, common, unprofessional. I didn't have enough money to invest. I didn't have enough time to invest or energy to invest. I could be a success if only I could change all of these things. Wow. How many of us have a list of didn't have enoughs, not enoughs, couldn't do enoughs? It's really hard and impactful, isn't it? It's huge. It's like massive. And all of the things that we tell ourselves around, if I was just more like, or we look and we project onto other people in our industry or other people outside of our industry who all seem to have their shit together, who all seem to be rocking it and doing their thing and don't have a little doggy talking to them throughout their work. But, you know, it'll be all right when was her next line. It'll be all right when I've lost weight. I've found some money to invest, magically found some money to invest. I've learned how to speak proper. I've decorated my office so that my videos look better. Then went on and on and on. And quite frankly, it was exhausting just trying to write out the long list of things that needed to change before I could become successful. Yeah. We do that. We go, it'll be okay when. I'll be able to do it when. I'll be all right when. And this list of exhausting, burdensome things can appear. And Beckie went on to say, so what's changed? Did I stumble over a pot of money, lose a ton of weight overnight, start living a more exciting life, or become as energetic as a Duracell bunny? Funnily enough, nope. None of those things happened, but things did change. It didn't happen overnight, but slowly. Slowly but surely, I began to believe in myself. On the outside, nothing had changed, but on the inside, I was gradually becoming and realizing that I am already enough. How powerful is that? That I am already enough right now as I am. Because you are already enough. You're already enough to take the step. You are already ready to take the step. You are already ready to stop waiting. You are already ready to start to back yourself, to start to trust yourself, to start to move into a different tomorrow. And she says, I'm sure that there's been lots of things that have contributed to my changing mindset, and it's always a work in progress. But I can say, without a shadow of a doubt, that the biggest shift came when I began to work with Emma Holmes at Rebels and Rockstars. Emma believed in me before I believed in myself. She saw talents and ability in me that I didn't really know existed. She showed me that I already had absolutely everything I needed to build the business I'd dreamed of. Now, I often go back to a quote from the film Good Will Hunting, and sometimes it goes along the lines of sometimes we need somebody else to believe in us before we can believe in ourselves. And that's true, because sometimes you need to borrow that belief. Sometimes you need to see that outside perspective. Sometimes you need somebody who doesn't have the chitter chatter of your self-talk fairy sat on their shoulder to see both the objective and the subjective within you. Sometimes you need somebody else to back you so that you can back yourself. And sometimes you need to lean upon somebody else's belief in you. And that's okay, because then that can bolster your own belief, that can bolster your own feelings, and that can lead you to more and more evidence about why you can, about why it is okay to trust you, about how it is okay to start to unfurl and come out of that cocoon and become that butterfly that you always were. You know, inside you always were. And it was just that process of unshelling and moving forwards and going, right, here I am. Here I am. It's time to grow. It's time to go. Then she goes on to say, I could stop waiting for my list to be ticked off and start working with what I already had. And that changed everything. Now, I'm not saying that wanting to improve yourself is a bad thing, or that suddenly I had all of my shit together. It's not, and I don't. But too often we focus on changing the wrong things, things that either aren't within our control or things that won't get us any closer to where we really want to be. Changing the way I looked, the way I talked would be drastic action, and it's not going to get me the slightest bit closer to my goals. Wasting energy on those things was distracting, and it was stopping me from working on what I really wanted. So these things around, these things that are the self-talk, these things that are coming up for you, they can be just distractions. And equally, if they're things that you do want to work on, now I'm not saying you change yourself, because it is about it being you, and it is about the way that you are, and it is about your energy and how you have that palpable attraction and uniqueness within your business. You are so important within that. And that being the authentic you and not a curated version of you is really important. But you can, work on your own development in harmony with moving forward. It isn't one or the other. It isn't, I can't do this until this. They can work side by side. They can be simultaneous activities. They can be things that happen together. Becky says, there are still days where I wobble, days where I don't show up because I don't feel like I'm enough, but those days are now few and far between. And I'm incredibly lucky because I know that Emma always has my back. She always allows me to borrow her belief in me, even if I need it. And together we squash any wobbles. She helps me dust myself off, get back on the horse and decide where the next adventure is going to take me. I think that we all need an Emma in our lives. And I think that those words I wanted to share with you because they're hugely impactful. They are massively impactful. They are the biggest sort of bash in the face about how so many entrepreneurs feel, about how many people struggle with this. And, you might not ever voice those struggles. You might not ever say them out loud. They might be the things that are bombarding you inside of your head, that you're not enough, that you're not good enough, that you're not slim enough, that you're not young enough, that you're not this enough, that you're not that enough, that you're not the other enough. And some of those things are hugely distracting, and they are the kind of techniques that your brain is using to keep you stuck. And you know that deep down, you know that these things are niggly things, but they stop you, they strip you of your confidence, they strip you of your ability to get going and to do the thing. They're parasitic, I suppose, to some degree. They eat away at you and leave you feeling shellsome, like there's just nothing else. And I want you to know that it doesn't have to be that way. I want you to know that you can get beyond you and that you can move beyond those sticky, stucky bits, because you can and you're able to. And I want to help you and support you if you need that help and support. And I want you to know that my door is open. So know that Becky can do it. I can help you to do it. I've done it for myself. I've been there. We don't have to struggle with this one. We don't have to let it stop us. We don't have to have the impact of everything inside of our heads standing directly in our own way. You're enough. Right now, right as you are. Speak soon. Bye.